The film opens with a young woman named Eva, who has just arrived at her college dorm to begin her freshman year. There, she meets her new roommate, Shannon, who greets her warmly and introduces her to her boyfriend, Mark, a fellow student at the university. On their very first day of classes, Eva and Shannon cross paths with Molly, an outgoing student who invites them to the school's annual freshman welcome party. This event, a long-standing campus tradition, brings together both new students and upperclassmen in one big night of music, dancing, and mingling. It's known as one of the most exciting and anticipated nights of the year, a chance for everyone to build friendships and feel part of the college community. That evening, the girls get ready together, carefully choosing their outfits, doing their makeup, and snapping a few photos before heading out. When they arrive, the party is in full swing, students laughing, dancing, chatting, and playing drinking games in every corner. The energy is electric. Among the crowd, they notice three older students, Michael, Mitch, and John. Molly quickly spots Michael's sneaking glances at Eva and teases her about it. At first, Eva feels nervous, but Molly's playful encouragement convinces her to talk to him. As the night goes on, Eva begins to loosen up and even shares a few laughs with Michael. But unaccustomed to alcohol, she soon drinks too much. Dizzy and weak, she can barely stand. Concerned, Shannon and Mark rush her to the bathroom to take care of her, spending the rest of the night making sure she's okay. A few days later, once Eva has recovered, she unexpectedly runs into Michael at the student lounge. He sets down his pool cue and approaches her with an apology, feeling partly responsible for how things turned out at the party. To make it up to her, he invites her for coffee at his late father's old house, describing it as a quiet place he thinks she'll like. Though hesitant at first, Eva's curiosity wins out, and she agrees to go. When they arrive, Michael serves her a warm cup of coffee. As they sit together, Eva slowly opens up about her childhood, how her mother left when she was young, and her father was always too busy with work to pay attention to her. She explains that she grew up learning to rely on herself, never really knowing what it felt like to have parental guidance. As the evening turns colder, Michael suggests they head inside. Trusting him, Eva follows. But moments later, her vision begins to blur, and her body feels heavy. What she doesn't know is that Michael secretly laced her coffee with drugs. When Eva finally regains consciousness, she is no longer in the comfort of the house. She finds herself lying in the middle of a dark forest. Eva's vision remains blurry as she slowly regains consciousness, only to find herself confronted by Michael, Mitch, and John. It becomes horrifyingly clear that they have already assaulted her. Once finished, the men discuss killing her, convinced she won't survive alone in the forest. Coldly, they leave her behind, certain no one will ever find her. But fate intervenes. Billy and Jim, a father and son duo who spend much of their time practicing survival skills in the wilderness, stumble upon Eva in critical condition. They carry her back to their remote cabin, tending to her injuries and nursing her back to health. Under their care, Eva gradually regains her strength, though the trauma of what happened continues to haunt her. One day, while Billy and Jim are out hunting, Eva is left alone in their tent. Suddenly, she is threatened again, this time by a stranger named Duh, who attempts to assault her. Before the attack can continue, Billy returns just in time. Furious, he beats Duh and ensures he will never come near Eva again. Shaken and terrified, Eva begins to wonder why cruelty seems to follow her everywhere. Unable to bear it any longer, she decides to leave the forest. Eventually, she is picked up by a man named Tom, who offers her a ride on a rainy afternoon. Seemingly kind, Tom gives her bread when he notices she's hungry. Trusting him, Eva eats it, unaware that he has laced it with drugs. When she wakes, she realizes too late that Tom is no savior. He assaults her and, to silence her forever, murders her. But Eva's story doesn't end there. After death, she awakens in a shadowy otherworld where a dark, ancient entity approaches. The moment it touches her, something unnatural happens. Back in the real world, Eva's lifeless body begins to move again. Possessed by the demon that dwells within the forest, she rises, not as a victim, but as an instrument of vengeance. Her first act is brutal. She hunts down Tom, killing him without mercy. Then, guided by the demon's hunger for justice, she tracks down Duh and ends his life just as swiftly. 2 of her tormentors are gone, but 3 remain, Michael, Mitch, and John. The demon inside her waits patiently, preparing for the moment to strike. Meanwhile, back on campus, Mark and Shannon grow increasingly worried. Eva has been missing for days, and despite their desperate search, posting flyers, asking questions, there are no leads. Shannon's unease grows into suspicion. She has never trusted Michael, and deep down, she's convinced he's connected to Eva's disappearance. Determined to uncover the truth, she confronts him at a bar. There, she finds Michael laughing and flirting as if nothing has happened. Enraged, Shannon demands answers, but Michael brushes her off with a smirk. Though Molly intervenes to pull her away, Shannon knows she's right. She just doesn't yet have the proof. That night, John leaves the bar early. In the parking lot, he freezes. Eva is standing before him, alive, though eerily different. Before he can react, she strikes, killing him instantly. The following day, Mitch confronts Shannon in the street, furious about John's disappearance. His anger boils over, and he viciously attacks her, slamming her against the pavement. Shannon screams, unable to fight back. Just as Mitch prepares to deliver a final blow, the air shifts, dark, cold, silent. Eva appears. Her eyes burn with an unholy light, her presence terrifying. Mitch tries to resist, but her strength is inhuman. She crushes him without hesitation, leaving his broken body behind. Then, she turns to Shannon. Despite the demon's control, something of Eva still lingers. Recognizing Shannon as innocent, she carries her to the hospital before vanishing once more. Mark rushes to Shannon's side, refusing to leave her as she slowly recovers. But Eva has already moved on. Her mission isn't finished. Michael, the last of her tormentors, is still alive, and he will be her final target. Now fully consumed by vengeance, Eva set out to deliver justice on her own terms. Meanwhile, Shannon finally regained full consciousness in the hospital. Though weak, she recounted everything that had happened that night to Mark. Through blurred vision, she remembered Eva appearing just in time to save her from Mitch's savage attack, destroying him in a violent, almost inhuman manner. Shannon insisted it was Eva, but what she didn't realize was that the friend who had saved her was no longer the same. Eva's body had been overtaken by a vengeful demon, an ancient force determined to make her tormentors pay for every injustice she had suffered. Mark, skeptical but shaken, listened quietly. Whether Shannon's story was true or not didn't matter to him anymore. All he cared about was that she had survived. But Eva's mission wasn't finished. Her final target, Michael. From outside his window, Eva watched carefully, waiting for the right moment. But Michael wasn't oblivious. He sensed her presence and armed himself with a gun, prepared for a confrontation. The instant Eva stepped inside, he fired. The bullet tore through her body, sending her crashing to the ground. Smirking, Michael believed it was over. Yet he had no idea what he was truly facing. Eva was no longer human. Death could not claim her. As Michael closed in for the final blow, Eva suddenly rose again. Her voice cold and otherworldly, she whispered, "It's all going to be over soon, little boyfriend." What followed was swift and merciless. The fight ended almost as quickly as it began, with Eva overpowering Michael completely. He never stood a chance. In the shadowy dimension where her soul lingered, Eva offered silent thanks to the dark entity that had given her the strength to claim vengeance. With her justice complete, she vanished, leaving behind no trace, no answers, and no one who would ever truly understand what had happened. If you enjoyed this horror recap and want more chilling stories like this, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the next terrifying recap. Your support keeps these stories alive.